She told my mom and me that we would never amount to anything, that we'd be broke, divorced and miserable forever. She bylaid on my wedding a week before it happened, then tried to make me pay for sinking her boat. But guess who showed up on my doorstep 24 years later? Yeah, she wanted to catch up. And that was the moment I realized. Karma always arrives, sometimes fashionably late but always perfectly dressed. If you've ever been underestimated, betrayed by a friend, or dreamed of watching karma work her magic, hit that like button. Subscribe for more stories like this and get ready, because this one's got everything: weddings, betrayal, and a 24-year-long payoff that hits just right. I was 20 when I got engaged, young, sure but grounded. I had this clear picture in my head: a warm, full wedding, surrounded by people who loved us. When I picked my bridesmaids, one of them was someone I'd known forever. Let's call her Megan. We'd been friends through thick and thin, or so I thought. We gave everyone a year's notice for the wedding, the date, the details, the dress fittings. No surprises. Megan agreed to be a bridesmaid, came to fittings, made a deposit on her dress, all in. Or so it seemed. Then came the boat trip. 3 months before the wedding, Megan invited my fiancé and me out on the lake with her and her husband. We packed food, brought good vibes, and made a day of it. They had a jet ski and a decent-sized boat. Megan insisted on driving the jet ski while we rode the boat. We all gathered to eat, and her husband asked if she had put the protective bumper between the boat and jet ski so they wouldn't crash together. Her response: "It'll be fine." Spoiler, it wasn't. After lunch we headed toward a swim area. The boat's depth finder started acting weird, flashing that the water was 900 feet deep. Obviously a glitch, but unsettling. We ignored it and jumped in to swim. When we got back, the boat was sinking, literally taking on water. Panic set in. Megan and I left with a ranger to get the car and trailer while my fiancé, who, mind you, can't swim, was left alone with a half-submerged boat and a 1-gallon bucket. 4 over in hours. In the blazing sun. With a boat he didn't even ride in, and a task that was completely impossible from the start. Eventually we got the boat out of the water. The whole thing was a mess, but we felt so bad about it that we treated Megan and her husband to dinner afterward. No hard feelings, at least that's what we thought. Until 1 week before my wedding, Megan called and backed out. Said it wasn't fair that my wedding fell on Halloween weekend, the biggest party night of the year, and she had already spent $300 on a costume. I was stunned. A year's notice, a custom dress, a so-called best friend, gone. But I wasn't ready for what came next. The day before my wedding, at our church rehearsal, my mom pulled me aside. She had gotten a letter from Megan, the same letter I had just received. It wasn't just a note, it was a takedown. A vicious, poison-dipped dagger disguised as words. She said we'd never own a house. We'd never have a real career. We'd be horrible parents, our marriage wouldn't last. She ended it by saying we were losers in the game of life. To top it off, she included a bill, a literal invoice, demanding we pay for the damage to her boat because my fiancé wasn't adequately able to bail the water out. I couldn't believe it. She ignored her husband's warnings. She didn't protect her own boat. She let it sink, and then blamed us for not saving it with a bucket. I didn't respond, I didn't fight back, I got married. We had a beautiful ceremony, and life, it happened. We bought a house, I went back to school, got my master's degree, started a career I love, had 3 incredible kids. My oldest just graduated college 2 years early, already teaching full-time. Even my marriage, though it ended, lasted 18 years, my ex and I. We're still friends. He comes over for holidays, we co-parent like pros. And Megan, well, let's fast forward 24 years. It's a cozy holiday. My brothers are outside when they call into the house. Hey, someone's here to see you. I step out and there she is. Megan. I haven't seen or spoken to her in over 2 decades. She's thin, fragile-looking, her teeth meth mouth. Unmistakable, she seems nervous. Twitchy, like life hasn't been kind. We exchange surface-level pleasantries. No mention of the past. Just 2 women pretending to smile through the ghosts in the air. But inside, I'm standing a little taller. Not to be petty, but to know that all the things she swore I'd never be, I am, and all the venom she poured into that letter, it never stuck. She divorced shortly after my wedding. Never went back to school, no career, no family, and maybe worse, no sense of peace. I don't judge people based on degrees or money. That's not what this is about. This was about someone trying to break me before the happiest day of my life, and failing. This was about planting poison in my spirit, and watching me bloom anyway. And this moment, standing across from her, was the final chapter, not rage, not revenge, just silence and the undeniable weight of truth. She came back thinking maybe we'd laugh, reconnect, forget the past. But there was no amnesia here. Just a quiet reckoning. I didn't need to say a word, my life said it all. She tried to write my future with venom, but I held the pen the whole time. Sometimes the sweetest revenge isn't slamming doors or screaming your truth. It's simply living well, and letting time expose the truth louder than any argument ever could. If this story gave you chills, or if you've ever had someone doubt you, hit that like button and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying moment of karma or redemption you've ever experienced? I'll be reading every one. Until next time, remember, play stupid.